You probably feel like Facebook has breached your privacy at some point. So over the years, their name has constantly gotten worse and worse in the public eye. And pretty much the exact time they changed their name to Meta.
Do you think he's an android? I don't even think he's a real person. Like, he probably built an android and sent it to Congress. Because, I mean, he doesn't look like a real person. He doesn't, I mean, he kind of, like, I mean, this fucking, fucking Spock haircut, the Vulcan haircut, you know? And just the hollow eyes, like, he's probably a lizard person. We're going to talk about, why is the metaverse? What is it? Why does it have to be run by such a jackass named Mark Zuckerberg? Why is he taking a great idea from fiction and this beautiful world such as the metaverse and the Oasis and turning it into some bastardized Facebook propaganda bullshit that is turning toxic as we speak? Why? Well, Eddie Burback's gonna do a video on it. He did a video on it, and we're gonna watch it. Because here's the thing. Ever since I knew, like, could imagine what VR would really be like, when I read Snow Crash, when I read Ready Player One, and then saw it realized on the big screen, when I saw all of that, I was enamored with the idea of a virtual world where everything was connected, where you could be, do, say anything, you know, like, be whatever you wanted to be. You could be a fighter pilot or whatever, man. And it seemed just as tangible as the world that we live in now. That's a holy grail for me in many ways. But what Zuckerberg and Facebook, Meta, is now trying to do is take that idea and just make it trash. Just make it absolute trash. So let's take a look at this video here. Basically dogging on
the
metaverse.
last 2 weeks making a video about how I think Meta and the current product in the metaverse is kind of stupid. And then what does old Marky Mark do? He airs this ad during the Super Bowl. A Chuck E. Cheese Freddy Fazbear type dog getting his redemption.
I heard about that. I never saw it, but I heard about that. I heard that it was ridiculous.
Dark by going into the metaverse? I cannot, in good conscience, call this ad or this product stupid. So I just want you to do me a favor, disregard everything I say in this video. I take it all back. Hello, and welcome to my channel.
I sense a little facetiousness there.
If you're new here and you're thinking, does that guy look like the Boss Baby dad and the Inside Out dad had a child? Am I the only one that thinks that this guy looks like this emoji, but also this emoji? Does anybody else think
it's good to have comedy, guys. It's good to have comedy.
He looks like every white dude with glasses and a mustache that I've ever seen? Yes, everyone does. I hear it all the time because I'm online, a person online. It's the reality I live in, and it's terrible. But today's topic is perfect because I'm looking to escape that reality and enter the new reality, the next step in human evolution. The metaverse! I don't
Good editing.
want to edit an echo in, it's too much work. First. I'm sure you already know, a few months ago, Facebook renamed their company Meta, which is great because I'm stupid and I hated Facebook, but Meta, that's a new company. I don't know what they are.
Yeah, it's funny when they try to do this, like, you know, Facebook was fucking up real bad, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh, we're gonna create the metaverse. This is like the fucking, like, pivot of the century, this one right here.
They've never done anything wrong to me. Now, Facebook, they paid a $5 billion fine to the FTC for breaching the privacy of their users. Meta? That's just a new company. All you have to do, if you're disliked, is take your name and change it to something futuristic. Comcast changed their name to Xfinity, which is like infinity, but with an X. And that's cool. It's why I keep emailing OJ and I keep telling him, change your name to Blizmo. It sounds futuristic. It sounds cool.
I like Blizmo. I could get on board with that.
I have not gotten a response back yet, but I'm hoping for one. I'm sure you also know, along with changing their name to Meta, they switched their direction as a company and the new product they're making, the Metaverse. Which is a great name, because right when you hear it, it just elicits that response of, what? What is that? What is the Metaverse? I don't know what that means. So if you don't really keep up with the news, you might be thinking, why is Facebook doing this? First off, I don't even think I need to explain myself when I say nobody trusts Facebook as a company. No matter where you fall politically,
and you could end the video right here, because that's why they're doing it. They're doing it as a scapegoat so that he can create a whole new world, a whole new place where he can exploit people. That's what it is.
What age you are, you probably feel like Facebook has breached your privacy at some point. So over the years, their name has constantly gotten worse and worse in the public eye. And pretty much the exact time they changed their name to Meta.
Do you think he's an android? I don't even think he's a real person. Like, he probably built an android and sent it to Congress. Because, I mean, he doesn't look like a real person. He doesn't, I mean, he kind of, like, I mean, this fucking, fucking Spock haircut, the Vulcan haircut, you know? And just the hollow eyes. I don't think he's probably a lizard person. That's probably what it is.
Meta, they were also dealing with a whistleblower controversy.
Facebook whistleblower, I don't know if you guys watched this last night on 60 Minutes, but he's now accusing the social media giant of misleading the public and the company's investors.
I will put links in the description. This is a very, very vague summary of what happened. But the whistleblower essentially claimed that there were many instances where Facebook had statistics, knowing they were doing harm to society, and they did nothing to change it while they were publicly saying they were.
Now, this is blatant, like, there's blatant proof of this, because, okay, Facebook, Meta, owns Instagram. So, if they own Instagram, and there's, like, girls that have poor body images, and people who are killing themselves and starving themselves and things like that because of what they see with the face tuning tools and everything, and the Instagram, like, era of unrealistic beauty, it's one of those things where, you know, it's pretty easy to see what the harm of that is.
We're doing everything they could.
If they change the algorithm to be safer, people will spend less time on the site, they'll click on less ads, they'll make less money.
On top of that, for the first time last week, we found out that Facebook has lost users after years and years of repeated growth. I can't definitely say that Facebook and Instagram are dying, but if I were to ask you, do you think they're the social media sites of the future? You'd probably say no. So with young people less interested in their platforms and a lack of trust for the company, they need a new product and a new name. So now we've arrived at Meta.
Need to bring back MySpace. You know, there was some cool stuff about MySpace. You gotta admit, like, anybody who remembers it, like, you could design your own page. It wasn't just blue and white. Like, you could put all this crazy shit on your page and stuff. You could change the fucking HTML code. It was awesome. So fucking, like, I don't know, like steampunk in a way, like the way that worked. It was like digipunk.
So it's been a few months since they announced the Metaverse, and I just wanted to talk about how in its current state, the Metaverse is so stupid. And it's stupid mainly because of how Facebook is advertising this new product. So I want to get into that, and I think the perfect way of doing that is seeing the original video first of how they announced the Metaverse.
Today, we're going to talk about the Metaverse. Back when I started Facebook, that mostly meant text that we typed on computers. Then we all...
There's something wrong with him. Seriously, like, look at those eyeballs. Look at that. That's not real. It can't be real, right? What the fuck?
got phones with cameras, and the internet became much more visual. And recently, as connections got faster, video has become the main way that we experience content.
Not to just nitpick Mark here, but he's really trying to draw a line that there was text, then photo, then video, and now it's going to be VR. But video online is definitely not recent. YouTube is 17 years old. Even with connections getting faster, it's been over a decade since YouTube took over. You can't really say recently.
But this isn't the end of the line. The next platform and medium will be even more immersive. We believe the metaverse will be the successor to the mobile internet.
So the metaverse is being pitched as a successor to the internet. And if your first thought is, oh God, please don't let...
Okay, yeah, here's the problem though. Like, when you're in the metaverse, you can't really, like, be mobile. Because if you are, you'll run into shit. Like, you might fall off the cliff or fall off the top of a building or something. You can't be mobile with the metaverse.
This guy be the president of the new internet. Please, let's not let this happen. Oh God, please, anyone but him. That, I think, is the normal reaction.
Now, this is going to require not just technical work, like some of the important projects that are going on around crypto and NFTs in the community now. It's also going to take ecosystem building, norm setting, and
Let's take all of the crazy fucking like volatile fucked up shit that's happening with our economy digitally and throw it into the metaverse, and we'll cobble it all together. It'll be all right. It'll be fine.
new forms of governance.
Okay, so Mark mentions crypto, NFTs, and a new form of governance. My big problem with a new form of governance in Meta is that Facebook had all these privacy issues. Is there going to be a new rule for privacy in the metaverse?
This is something that we're really going to focus on. Privacy and safety need to be built into the metaverse from day one.
Oh, okay. So you change your name from Facebook and you're going to do new privacy stuff. You're not going to steal or sell our information. I'd love to hear that from you, Mark. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Let's just say it out. Just say it straight out. I agree.
What are these new privacy rules?
You'll get to decide when you want to be with other people, when you want to block someone from appearing in your space, or when you want to take a break and teleport to a private bubble to be alone.
So you can pretty much have a friends list and block people and have a private
Doesn't seem much different than Facebook, does it?
room by yourself, which sounds a lot like the features of Xbox Live when I was in 6th grade. Doesn't sound like anything new, Mark. That seems like this new building block is the same as all of the rest of the internet. Mark goes on to say a lot of vague futuristic ideas like this.
An embodied internet where you're in the experience, not just looking at it. And we call this the metaverse. And you're going to be able to do almost anything you can imagine. Get together with friends and family, work, learn, play, shop, create, as well as entirely new categories.
He must have a really shitty imagination, because I can imagine some fucking way cooler shit than that. Like, I want to ride a fucking dragon naked while eating a popsicle that's made of fucking the strongest marijuana on the face of the planet. And then I'm going to jump up in the air, dive off completely naked, and then below me is going to be some super hot, like, fucking person, and I'm just gonna, like, they're gonna be like, come to me, and I'm gonna fall into them with a deep dick and just fucking come all over the place. That's I have fucking imagination, man. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about here. Sounds like email.
Categories that don't really fit how we think about computers or phones today.
But what are they offering currently? What is their product right now? Well, it's something called Horizon Worlds.
Welcome to a place of limitless possibilities. A place where
And see, you can't even fuck in the metaverse. Look, they don't have legs. They don't have a bottom half. There's, oh my gosh. And yet still people in the metaverse have been getting sexually harassed and groped and things of this nature. So yeah, you're not helping by not having any legs.
you can invent things, transform things, create entire worlds. Here, you can find your community.
Can I have my boomerang back?
So you'll be better.
Can you
Can
play
I
with
have my
the
boomerang?
sizes?
It's like those fast food commercials where they make food art, like they build them out of like plastic and and different kinds of fucking silicone and stuff, and they make it look like the most beautiful fucking succulent hamburger that you could ever eat in your whole entire life, right? And then you like go through the drive-through and get it because you think it's gonna be that good, and you go through and it's fucking like the worst looking hamburger. It's, flat and gross, and there's no lettuce on it. Well, there's one piece of lettuce, but it's like brown. Yeah, that's the same as watching that video or that promo of the metaverse and then seeing actually what happens inside of it. Yep.
Boomerang?
That's my boomerang. No.
No, it isn't. Then why am I doing it?
Where are you? I want a boomerang.
Trying to not smash my headset.
How do you not
like in frustration.
teleport?
So one thought you might be having is, what kind of authority do I have to talk about this? I'm not in Silicon Valley. I'm not a businessman. Well, I have something to admit to you guys. And it's going to come as a surprise. I am a gamer. I know. I hate to say it, but I'm just like you. And on top of being a gamer, I'm a bit of a VR enthusiast. With that said, this new part of the metaverse is not only dumb, but already a thing. I have something to show you if you don't use VR.
Yeah. This was already done with VR chat is what it's called. This is also done with before VR was a big thing with Second Life.
This is Horizon Worlds. Take a good look at it. These are people hanging out in a VR space that has been made either by Meta employees or users. You can play games, you can talk to other people. Well, if you're not a gamer, what if I told you that this exact experience has existed for a long time? The most popular one being VR chat. I'm sure you've seen some kind of meme from this game.
Damn. Yeah, same thing. Yep.
It is absolutely insane and unhinged. However, it does already exist, and Mark is pitching their new metaverse stuff as the new internet when this has existed since when? February of 2017?
Yeah, he's doing nothing innovative here whatsoever. Like, Zuckerberg is just zucking. That's what he's doing.
5 years ago? And it's not like VR chat isn't popular. If you go to Steam right now and you go to VR as a category and click on what's being experienced, the first thing is VR chat. It's the most popular thing being experienced in VR right now on the PC. And speaking of that, I mean, not only just VR, there are games like Rec Room, but we've had games where you can exist as an avatar in a social space with people since, I don't even know when. RuneScape, Club Penguin, Second Life, Pop Tropica, Wizards 101, World of Warcraft. The list goes on and on, where the idea...
Yeah, like World of Warcraft and Roblox and places like that are way cooler. I mean, they're not VR, I guess, but they could probably be ported to that pretty easily. And those worlds are fucking fleshed out and cool, and there's cool different, like, you know, scenery and stuff like that. Like, they have none of that with Meta. Meta's just fucking taking other people's ideas and making a crappier version of it.
Of creating a space where you can exist with avatars and socialize with people, we all already know is not a new idea. However, Mark is pitching it like it is. But right now, it's kind of dumb, especially with how big the company is and how much Facebook originally changed the social landscape of the internet forever.
Next, there are avatars. And that's how we're going to represent ourselves in the metaverse.
Did you invent avatars? You invented a whole new thing called avatar?
Avatars will be as common as profile pictures today, but instead of a static image, they're going to be living 3D representations of you.
So Mark starts to talk about the benefit of socializing with people in the metaverse, when, I don't know if you guys saw this leak, this is the real reason that Mark made these avatars in the first place.
Do you have a favorite feature to use in here?
Yeah.
Something that you think is very cool?
Check this out.
Wow.
So that's pretty neat.
This is so freaking cool.
So like I said, we're
What the... Was that real?
focusing right now on the current metaverse. Obviously, they're pitching AR technology in the future where you don't have to put a VR headset on, or maybe you sometimes do for a more immersive experience.
You're going to be able to move across these different experiences on all kinds of different devices, sometimes using virtual reality so you're fully immersed, sometimes using augmented reality glasses so you can be present.
So right now, I just have to say, the new version of the internet can't just be in VR. It's too vulnerable of an experience. If you haven't used VR frequently, you have to not only put it on your eyes, but also cover your ears. So both of those senses are not to be used for...
Right. So that's what I was saying earlier. You could fall off a cliff. You could fall into a giant hole. You could, you know, open manhole cover, whatever, you know, slapstick thing you can think of from the 1920s. That could happen to you because your ears are covered, your eyes are covered. You don't know where the fuck you're going. So you can't be mobile with this.
For the real everyday world. Which means if there are other people who live in your house, or you're worried about a break-in, you have to completely shut yourself off to everything. If you have kids, can't look after them. If you have pets, good luck if something happens to them because you're in the middle of a crazy run in Beat Saber. You can't stop that cool EDM song. You're on a roll right now. I think it's pretty obvious, like, people don't want to shut into the internet. They do want cool experiences in VR, and some could be social, but you don't want your entire internet experience, or even a majority of it, to exist in VR. Imagine it in the reverse. Imagine the only way that you could experience the internet, the only way you could watch YouTube videos or go on Twitter or TikTok, the only way you could do it is to use a VR headset. What would the next invention for that internet be? I would think it would be to put it on a portable device so you could experience the real world, but also use the internet if you need to, where you don't have
Right?
have to shut in and be at home to be on the internet. You could go for a walk in nature, but also check Twitter. That would be the next step, you'd think. It's especially in the marketing of this, because if Mark wasn't saying things like this,
You can start to see how the metaverse is going to enable richer experiences by letting us add new layers to the world that we can interact with.
it could just be a cool side project they're working on. When talking about making real life experiences richer, Mark was referencing...
Yeah, but they're not making a side project. This is like their whole thing now. They're trying to get everybody on board with this. So the thing is, though, it's like he was saying, like, first of all, it's a shoddy environment that has been done before and been done better before. And if it's in VR, you can't fucking interact with the real world around you. It's not like you can be mobile. This is something that would keep everybody stationary and away from each other, which is the exact opposite of what it's trying to do, is actually get people to connect, right?
This technology to bring somebody to a concert when they can't make it in person.
Imagine your best friend is at a concert somewhere across the world. What if you could be there with her?
You're here!
But does this make the experience of going to a concert richer? No. But we're not just talking about metaverse concerts, we're talking about the after party.
What if there was an after party that anyone could go to, no matter where they were?
Oh, there's swag.
And when you go to the after party, you could connect with other fans, hear new versions of your favorite songs, and check out the merch that just dropped.
Ooh, I like that one.
Well, now you've got to get it.
Thanks for coming in today. I know we gave your company $2 billion to make a revolutionary idea for metaverse. Let's see what you got. Okay, so
Yeah, more places to spend fake money on things that aren't even real.
why do you go to concerts? To see the artists I love live and in person. Okay, so we can't do that. Sort of picture you're going to see Doja Cat. Picture like a Bitmoji of Doja Cat. Is that good? Not really. Oh, okay. Why else do you go to a concert? To experience music played live in front of me with a group of people. Okay, well, so the music isn't live, you are hearing it over the internet. And the people are real, but not to you. They're like a digital projection, and one of them is a giraffe for some reason. So it's almost like every reason you would go to a concert doesn't exist for a virtual concert. Right, so we gave you $2 billion. I guess we'll just give you $1 billion more. Can you probably figure it out? Yeah, no, for sure. We'll spend that money real well. So aside...
Yeah. These are the kinds of things that are the growing pains of VR, and we're not going to figure it out anytime soon. There are augmented reality glasses, which would mean that you could switch from VR to AR, or actual reality. So VR, augmented reality, or your real reality, through lenses that, are see-through and things. I don't know. I'm not big into the technology of it. I don't know everything about it, but I do study it a little bit. And AR would be augmented reality, so you would be able to see the real world around you, but then see other objects, like, so it'd take the world, the real world, and augment it with fictional things, which is, might be something, but you wouldn't want to drive with that or whatnot. I mean, if you're hiking, you probably don't want to be distracted by a giant worm coming out of the ground, or like a fairy flying at your face so you can fall down the cliff. You got to be careful with that kind of stuff.
Aside from trying to save the company, why would Mark want something that is the new internet? Why wouldn't he want to integrate it with the current internet that we all use? That would probably be the easiest thing for consumers, right? A lot of other companies like Google and Apple control a lot of internet spaces and purchases, and Mark doesn't want that. He wants it all. He wants it all under the umbrella of Meta. I mean, they might come up with some cool technology that we'll all need, but so far, nothing we've seen we need, especially when they pitch something like a virtual concert. So I don't want to be completely unfair and pretend like the whole pitch of the metaverse is what they currently have, but I think it's important to focus on that. Mark does mention stuff like AR technology, where you could have a $1 TV that projects on your wall instead of having to pay for a real one. And part of me starts to think, hey, that could be cool, but, and it's such a giant but that there's two big old cheeks I want to talk about. Cheek number one, it's Facebook. We don't trust Facebook at all. They've never had the consumer's best interest at heart. We know they knew that they were doing harm to society and didn't do anything to fix it on purpose. I don't want to hand the keys of a new internet to that company or to this guy. Cheek number two, it's not just being pitched as a cool new technology. It's being pitched as the new way we're going to exist online, and it feels super dystopian. Okay, I want to experience nature in the real world. I want most of my social interactions to be in the real world, and this idea that most of our interactions will become this virtual space is a little scary, okay? I just want to go touch some grass. Also, like I mentioned before, the VR...
It is important to touch grass, guys. Very important. So I kind of get this too. I think that if like the metaverse existed more like video games do, like you could go in there while you were at home, or like and fly around on dragons together, or like siege a castle, or travel to a different planet or whatever, with your friends in an experience that you're playing for a few hours is one thing, but for you to be able to have to do all of your work And I mean, these headsets aren't extremely comfortable either for long periods of time. So if you were doing all your work, all of your studying, everything in the metaverse, I think it would get a little old after a while. And but if it was treated more as an entertainment plaza where you could go to different strange new worlds and seek out new life and new civilizations and shit like that, then it would be probably pretty cool. Like, so like one giant MMO kind of thing. And it could be used for business and school at some points. Like if you were to want to go to college abroad but didn't have the money to go to college abroad or something like that, that might be cool. But for the most part, you're not going to want to live your whole day in that.
Stuff is not a new idea. It's Facebook doing what they've always done. Instagram stole Vine's video, and then TikToks with Instagram Reels, and Snapchat Stories. Facebook did the same with a lot of features, but they pitch it as their own idea. And that's exactly what they're doing with the start of the metaverse, which is not a great start to steal other people's ideas and pretend that it's your own. But before, we were already on those platforms. So they were like, we know you have a Facebook account, we know you have an Instagram. Let's entice you to not go to these other apps because we'll just steal what they had. But now they're trying to convince us to jump onto a new ship. They have a sinking ship, and they've used funds and wood from the sinking ship to make a new ship that they're not sure floats, and they're asking us to jump to it with them. And I don't exactly want to do that,
I like that analogy. That's a pretty good analogy.
Especially when I know that they suck. And I think that's the sentiment of most people. And I think most people just don't think it's that revolutionary of an idea. And they also don't think it's worth trusting Facebook for because it's not that revolutionary yet. There's also one giant elephant in the room that I haven't really addressed this video, but I need to say how I feel about it or I won't feel good about posting this video. And yeah, I'm gonna talk about NFTs for a second. Before you comment that I don't know what I'm talking about, maybe, sure, I'm your average person, but I've done my best to try and observe the NFT stuff for the last couple of months. I'm not saying that blockchain technology has no use in the future, but this NFT stuff, especially with the metaverse, doesn't make any sense. One of the ideas we were shown earlier is if you're at an after party, a digital after party for a John Baptiste concert, you could buy NFT hats and hoodies. What would you use that for? And
absolutely nothing. It's ridiculous. I mean, these aren't real things. And they do this in video games too, right? Like, so what would be cool, I think, if you could buy something in a video game and take it over to another video game. So like if you bought, yeah, that might be cool, but like you're not going to get it out of this digital world. They're not going to send you a fucking hoodie that's tailored to you specifically because of the algorithm NFT thing you bought.
And why wouldn't you pay for it like you do anything online with a regular dollar? Oh, because then you could take it in other places other than the metaverse. Where are you gonna take a virtual metaverse John Baptiste hoodie other than Horizon Worlds? I want you to really think about this. I want you to sit and I want you to think of another place you could use that hoodie. And don't you dare say, oh, a video game. What if I could wear that hoodie in Warzone? Okay, what a dumb way to spend your money. It's just so upsetting to see such a giant tech company.
He's got me there.
With such a hold on the balls of the world, start the, quote, new internet where they will have full control and include a scam in the beginning of that new internet. I don't even know if every NFT is a scam, but I know if you're actively participating in a lot of them, there's a high chance you're either hoping to scam someone or currently getting scammed, and Mark Zuckerberg knows that. He doesn't want you to go into the metaverse and buy NFTs for your own benefit. And anyone who believes this stuff and is like, wow, the metaverse and the NFT stuff is really exciting.
You know what I hate about Mark Zuckerberg? Is that he could have worn a fucking spacesuit and he goes with a black long sleeve shirt and jeans. He's got no like personality whatsoever. There's nothing there.
Did you forget all the other stuff that Facebook did? Am I living in a bizarro world? It's like they watched The Social Network but turned it off right when Mark started being an asshole, which was like 2 minutes in. God, this stuff makes me want to walk up to Mark Zuckerberg, grab a VR headset off his face, and Andrew Garfield that shit into a desk. Sorry, my Prada's at the cleaners, along with my NFT John Baptiste hoodie and my fuck you flip-flops.
All right. Oh, that was good. Yeah, so why the metaverse? What the fuck is it? Like, what? I don't know, guys. I think that there are some decent ideas involved with the VR. There are some decent concepts. It could be the gaming wave of the future, but I don't see us living in it to the point where we never do anything else. It would have to be real fucking real, like, for that to be the case. It would have to be like all of my senses are, and that headset would have to feel like it was air. Maybe someday, maybe we can get something linked into our brain or something. I don't know. Jesus Christ, but we're not there yet. And don't say fucking whatever Elon Musk is working on, because that thing's killing monkeys. Yeah. So we'll just have to see, I guess, how bad Zuckerberg fucks this up for everybody.